I go with my sister. We go to places called Beautiful Nail. It's kind of confused when I first read the sign, though. Beautiful Nail. Just one. Nail is beautiful.
Nail salons. They're everywhere. Every city, state, strip mall. Uptown, downtown. Even Walmart.
When I don't have nails, I feel really naked, like, oh my God, I need my nails.
You got beautiful fingers, you got diamonds on them. I know they look good.
The nail industry is a $7.5 billion industry that focuses just on nails.
And more than half of these salons are Vietnamese.
If you're a Vietnamese American, within 2 degrees of separation, you have somebody working in the nail industry. If not 1 degree, your auntie, your uncle, your relative, your cousin. There's somebody you know.
I'm half Vietnamese, and even I have family in the business. My dad wanted me to go work for them, but I was embarrassed to be associated with doing nails. I didn't want to be that kind of Asian.
Okay, honey, do you like pedicure too? No, just my nails. Honey, why you don't lie?
So I stayed away. But I was always intrigued. If the nail salon is so shady,
Dark side of the nail salon.
Cause something like this.
It's gross.
why is there one on every corner? And how did Vietnamese come to dominate this multi-billion-dollar industry?
At 6 or 7 years old, the only way I could watch TV was when my mother said, hey, take these empty nail polish bottles, take this stainless steel BB ball, drop it inside each one of those bottles when you're watching cartoons. That's what mom asked for, so you do it.
This is Mike Bow. He's a lawyer, but helps run the nail polish company his family started a few years after they escaped from Vietnam.
The impressive thing for me is that with the little education that my parents had, they had the smarts to somehow buy a building and get it permitted, and neither of them have a college degree education from the U.S. So can you imagine? I mean, I can't even fathom, like, okay, how did two people just end up doing that?
Really, it was Mike's mom who got them into the business. She went from speaking no English to opening her own chain of salons to manufacturing polish within a few short years.
We choose to stay in the industry because we know it is an important part of our culture. It's an important part of who we are.
Mike's story impressed me, but what about the people working inside the salon?
Daddy! Jane, put the skateboard on the side. Don't bring it here. On the side over there. No, on the side. You know that Jesus Christ was the first recorded pedicurist.
Oh my gosh.
Before the Last Supper, he washed all his disciples' feet.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Bob, if it's good enough for Jesus Christ, is it good enough for you? Huh, Bo? Huh? You know what I mean? See that? I got into the nail industry like a lot of people, by accident. I started my family young. At that time, I got laid off as a technical engineer. And so my in-law, who owned a very successful nail salon, recommended, that, hey, I should go get my nail license. And I remember it was kind of awkward for me because, when you think about doing nails, you just think about, oh, it's a woman's job. I'm not gonna be sitting there doing nails and doing people's feet. What the hell is that? I don't want to wash my own feet. However, if you have a baby on the way and you don't have a job, things happen. I haven't looked back since then. And this is going on for over 20 years now. Word, you can't deny his word.
Today, Kelvin helps at his sister Nadine's salon she runs with her husband Bob.
Right. You have to carry that cross. Don't forget to carry your cross too, bro, while you're doing the pedicure.
But he also runs his own.
What do you think about this right here?
And travels the world as a sales rep and nail educator. Who knew so many Vietnamese guys do nails?
What a job, huh? Sitting around all day holding women's hand, and then after you finish, you get paid.
As spent some time in Kelvin's salon getting to know him. Not only do we share the same last name,
What?
he takes karaoke seriously, just like me, okay?
Yeah.
Already the nail business was way different than I imagined.
You gotta take a snapshot.
And I had a new partner in crime to join me for the ride. Our first mission? To find out why so many Vietnamese do nails.
You can see the light. All right, welcome to Vegas. The nail business is the big door, gateway for opportunities for the Vietnamese. And I'm not talking about only Vietnamese that is coming from Vietnam, but Vietnamese that are living here. Whether they're the first generation, second generation, or the third generation. The fact is that there is money to be made in the nail industry. In your own opinion, bro, why are there so many damn Vietnamese in the nail industry?
You know what? I don't even know. I never knew myself that we were just like, it's like a niche, I guess.
It's something you can learn quickly and do well, and it's a cash business.
So it's easy, it's fast money, and they don't need a lot of education.
I think it's because they're smart people.
Vietnamese have a lot of talent.
They're fast. Vietnamese is good with fingers, with the hands. Whoever started it, whoever was the first one to say, hey, you know what? I'm Vietnamese, but I'm gonna do this whole nail game thing. It went and it spread like fire, and now it's such a huge community.
And who was that person? The first Vietnamese to do nails.
Nhưng mà I still want you to meet her. So thì cháu muốn hỏi là tuần tới ấy, thì hãy cô có thời giờ là can we go just meet you and maybe we have lunch or something like that, go?
All right.
Okay, bye bye. Do you think there's more Chinese restaurant or Vietnamese nail salon too?
I think more Vietnamese nail salon. More Vietnamese nail salon than donut shop.
I love it. So, okay, then let me ask you.
Co Tuan Le came to America in 1975, part of the first wave of Vietnamese war refugees.
When I first come here, I don't even know I can make money on nail business. But one movie star, her name is Tippi Hedren. I think everybody know her by now.
Yes, that Tippi Hedren. From a little Hitchcock movie called The Birds.
This is All Things Considered, and we begin this hour with a manicure. For thousands here in the U.S., the manicure has made the American dream a reality.
The story goes she was a great humanitarian who really wanted to help the Vietnamese find a place in the United States.
After Saigon fell, she was working with Vietnamese women in a Northern California refugee camp.
They call Hope Village. A group of women doesn't know what to do with themselves like me. So one day we look at her fingernail, we said, your nail looks so beautiful. So she said, I have a job for you, manicure class.
Hedren brought in her personal manicurist to teach them the skills of the trade.
An idea was hatched. Hedren convinced a beauty school to train them for free.
So 20 of us go through the training class. Every day, volunteer people come to the camp, take us to school, and we go from morning to evening.
I heard that the first 20, most of the women were like a school teacher in Vietnam. Is that true, or?
Yes, some school teacher,
general wives.
General wives. We have 3 general wives.
3 generals' wives.
4 colonel wives.
Wow.
Yes. Some of us, we had a much better life in Vietnam that we left behind. So when we came here, we saw a chance to have a job and work to raise the children. We took it really right away.
They became self-sustaining women on their own, And that's pretty much where the Vietnamese nail industry started.
Years.
How are you?
We miss few people.
This is everybody.
Yeah.
I grew to love these women. And we had fun together.
Oh,
yeah, we did.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. See the feeling and the environment and the way we treat each other is beautiful.
Because of her. She make all fun. She just create something to make us feel happy, not lonely, because there's a new life, new future, new everything.
I left Vietnam a week before it fell. I left with my 2 little girls and my sister-in-law with her children. So that's all I remember, just a chaos at the airport.
I mean, how do you handle losing everything and knowing you can never go back?
It was very scary time.
Yeah.
You come to a country, everything new, I got no job, not a lot of money. It's really scary. We don't know what will happen and how we will live.
That is really the common thread between every Vietnamese American here and why they're doing nails is to take care of your family.
The story of the first 20 isn't just about nails. It's about how Vietnamese became American. My history. Growing up in Portland, Oregon, I wasn't that connected to my Vietnamese heritage. I identified more with my mother. It was hard to get close to my dad, and he's my only real connection to Vietnam. When did you come to the U.S., Dad?
November 1975.
So right around when the first 20 Vietnamese nail techs came to the U.S.
Yeah, but that only happened in California.
When Saigon fell to the communists, South Vietnamese soldiers who fought with the Americans were granted political asylum. My dad was one of them. When the first 20 were escaping Vietnam through military connections, my dad was on a South Vietnamese gunboat off the coast of Da Nang. From a refugee camp in Thailand to the American South, my father kept moving, fought, and came closer to death than I'll know. To end up working in shipyards and factories.
Let go.
Dad never got out of the factory, and because of his struggle, wanted me to go learn nails with my cousins in Washington.
Oh, they're doing it well. They live in a house, $750,000. They have a couple of houses for rent. Without nail, how you got that, you know?
So when you wanted me to go nails, you wanted me to go make some money when I was 17?
Yeah, when you graduate from school, that's the option. That's where the nail business coming up. And back then, your cousin don't speak English pretty well, so they may need you to in the nail salon with them. But you have more run to go. That's the way it goes.
My identity is all tied up in this thing, and that's something I wasn't expecting.
For the thousands of Vietnamese who got out, now face the difficult task of trying to adjust to new cultures.
We had to hustle like we sell water to wells. Ripples form lines, turn into a story to tell. We had to leave hell, but put your faith in me. The next generation of the true Vietnamese.
I just get out from Vietnam and I'm very sad, and you worry about your father in concentration camp and brother, sister there. So my heart always hurt, but nobody know. Until I start to do the nail, they ask the story, you know, I tell them. So at least they go through my story. But before, they don't have a nail shop like we have now. We just work in the beauty shop like this. They already have American manicurists, but because the owner no tippy, he took me in the shop.
You know, in America, it's not easy to find a job when you came out and you said, oh, I just passed my test. Here's my license. Who would hire you? But they all hire us because Tippy Hedren.
Before 1975, the Asian nail salon as we know it didn't exist. So how did it go from 20 women to a multi-billion-dollar industry? By the end of 1975, over 125,000 Vietnamese refugees had settled in the U.S., most in California. And Vietnamese talk, so word spread that nails was the thing to do.
The Vietnamese community is very close-knit. It's a very family-oriented culture.
And family work together, so they open their own shop.
They would sponsor family who was still in Vietnam. They helped them get educated in doing nails.
They get better, they have some money, they spring out to open another nail shop.
And those folks also invited their family members.
And they keep multiplying. And the more nail shop, the more manicurists they need.
And it just kind of blossomed from there.
And where they blossomed changed the whole game.
When you think about the beginning of the Vietnamese nail business, we don't think of it as Vietnamese nail in the Beverly Hills. You understand? We think of it as it came from the hood. Yeah, right? Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that.
Meet Olivet Robinson and Charlie Vo. In 1983, they grew the first nail salon chain in the hood, South LA to be exact.
How did you decide to open a salon in that neighborhood?
That first one?
Yes.
Because that's where we lived.
Cheap.
That's where our customers were.
At the corner, it's cheap.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was. We had got the place, but we didn't have a name, remember?
Right.
You know, we got to make them pretty.
Sexy. We want something sexy.
Yeah, we're making these women pretty, we're getting them together so they can go out and trap a man. And we just kept on talking, and pretty soon, I don't know which one of us said, man trap. And there was the name. On our window, we had a picture with the lady here with the spider web, and there's a man trapped in the spider web. Man trap.
Their first salon was full service. Olivet ran hair and Charlie ran nails. And from the beginning, it was a family affair. Charlie's husband, her brother, sister, even Olivet's daughter Kim did nails. That's where Mike Vo grew up.
I saw him.
Charlie is Mike's mom.
Down here.
Calvin also got his start at Man Trap.
We used to have lines. I remember we used to have for holidays.
New Year
oh
Eve,
my
New Year Eve.
God. We couldn't even go home.
Here come a long line of customers stand outside. And after that we say, hey, the nail business is booming.
Within 2 years, the duo opened 9 salons, most nails only, all Vietnamese manicurists except for Kim, and like the original, in Black communities.
Black women love to be fine. We pay a lot of money for what it is that we want.
And at that time, what they wanted were long, sculpted nails, acrylics. A dramatic update from the paper-wrapped Juliet manicure of Tippy's day.
You know the one that you said was a high maintenance? Yes. That girl could do some hair with them big old long nails.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's something new.
It was art. Co-workers saw their nails, and then we started getting white women,
Mexican,
Hispanic women. You know, they was like, ooh, we want some of that.
Black women were early adopters of sculpture nails and set off nail art in the 80s. Trends rehashed and hashtag today.
Rhinestone, charm, drill in the hole with the string, snake skin stuff.
snake skins came from us. Nobody had snake skin before we showed up. Nobody. Nobody. This lady right here, she would cut it to fit the nails. And she started wearing it on her nails, and people were like, ooh! And that, it took off.
A lot of memories today.
Yes.
Vietnamese were shaping their niche in the culture at Mantrap, and nails proved a toolkit for survival for countless refugees, cascading in from a swelling wave at sea.
The exodus grew to flood proportions early this year, and in 6 months, Southeast Asian nations have been inundated. Malaysia, 77,000. Hong Kong, 66,000. Indonesia, at least 55,000. It's believed more than 200,000 Vietnamese have drowned at sea trying to reach foreign soil.
We didn't know how to swim, but because the freedom dream is so big, you just want to go. We did not eat for like about a whole week. And then we saw the pirate. They just took some of the children. After that, they throw it back to our boat. They threw my daughter from 20 feet high. I never had that fear in my life, like on that night.
As the world learned of untold thousands of Vietnamese boat people who died trying to escape, the U.S. was pressured to allow more refugees enter. And by the end of the 80s, over 525,000 Vietnamese had resettled in America.
Có thể nói là nếu mà cái labor force đó đông như thế, tất cả các cơ quan xã hội khó điều chỉnh cái đời sống của họ, khó định cư họ, mà ngành nghề nail là một lối thoát.
A former lieutenant in the South Vietnamese Navy, Minh Nguyen became a social worker, resettling refugees in Southern California, and wrote a new chapter in the nail saga.
Hippie Hedron is the mother of the nail. I am father of the nail.
Minh learned about the business through his wife Kien, who took him to see an old high school friend from Vietnam.
He's so exciting about what I'm doing. And then anybody come to America, he said, nail is a good profession, make money right away. Look at Thuần, she's in Vietnam and now she come here, she make good money.
So much so, Minh left social work to get his nail license.
I just thought he was the sweetest man in the whole world.
Char Riley was his teacher.
I can remember when I first started teaching manicuring in 1975, I would have just a couple of students. And then it just like exploded. All of a sudden, we got a huge influx of Vietnamese students. Majority were young women. I didn't have a lot of older men, so that's one of the reasons I remembered him. I just thought he was such a sweetheart.
If only she knew what Minh was up to. In 1987, he and Kien opened their own beauty school, now called ABC, Advanced Beauty College.
ABC was the very first nail college. It looked like 1 million people in there doing nails.
Like all Vietnamese, right?
Every last one.
For the first time, nail classes were taught entirely in Vietnamese. Minh also lobbied Congress to allow the state board test be taken in the language of this new nail force.
Có những người có tiền ấy, người ta tập hợp hàng chục tiệm, người ta chuẩn chủ hàng chục tiệm, hàng trăm tiệm.
They were coming up everywhere. It was like rabbits having their little bunnies. So, in the center where we were before we finished, there was like 6, and one of them was named Nail Trap. The owner came to us and told us that we had too many flowers and that she was going to get some of the petals that dropped. In other words, we were in competition. It was on then.
I remember back in the 80s, a full set, 10 fingernails, dolled out, looking great, easily ran $150 to $200. Easily.
And fill in for 35 to 40. The newcomers, they come in, they make the price like everything half. And they have a price war.
At one time, the price for a fill went down to like $7, I believe. That was crazy. We worked from 7 in the morning to 10, 11 o'clock at night so that we could survive.
To really understand what's going on, you have to understand the people. You have to understand where they came from. Anyone who's gone back to Vietnam, you can see the way businesses are run. There's the meat section, there's the tools, there are sections of town that just handle all that. So when you have a store, your next door neighbor has the same thing, and so does a guy 10 blocks down. So how do you become competitive if you don't have any niche product, right? Well, you cut prices.
Today, only 2 of the original man traps survive. By 1991, Charlie and Olivette had passed all of the salons down to their employees. Vietnamese had taken over, with prices that iced out American manicurists, including the first person to teach the first 20.
At that time in my life, I was angry. I needed time to understand that it wasn't anger. I think I was probably afraid, because that was my livelihood. I was trained for nothing else. I had put my heart and soul into that. I worked like a dog. I built up a training program, and it was my livelihood. What made something else so much better than me? And there was a lot of leftover, residual feelings, and it stayed that way.
Older Americans recall when the U.S. absorbed a much larger number of refugees.
The majority of Americans did not want to accept these Vietnamese refugees who they saw as completely foreign.
We left our country, our families, and all the things which are familiar to us, to look for freedom, to buy freedom at a very expensive price, and to come here to work and find all the hatred and jealousy. That makes us disappointed. That is not worth the price we pay for our freedom.
We turn now to the fire debate back home, the backlash against refugees.
After 40 years, refugee resentment is more extreme.
Mr. Trump asked, quote, "Why are we having all these people from S-blank whole countries come here?"
We're going to keep our country safe.
Yeah, I brought you one because I was trying to sell them. No, you don't understand. Like,
wait, no.
I went to Vietnam and my friend from Cambodia because I really like Vermont. This is my girl Soledad's salon. She's Cambodian, but got into nails through Vietnamese she grew up with in the Bronx, who share a similar refugee experience. She works 7 days a week, and she has kids. People think that if it's an Asian nail salon, they just think it's one kind of way, and they kind of make assumptions that way.
To be honest with you, I didn't feel any way anyhow because I wasn't thinking about them. I was thinking about the money, you know, trying to help myself, help my family.
Right.
Thinking that we come here, don't speak English, immigrant, making the money, taking the job. And so out of that frustration, they just cuss us out. But I told everyone, all my employees, don't get mad. Take your money home, feed your baby.
Ooh, that's what's up.
Without the Vietnamese people, would this industry be as big as it is? I don't think so.
Through the 90s, the Vietnamese population continued to grow, and so did the nail salon, powered by new immigrants, sponsored by extended family. How many members of your family do nails?
Currently 36. My cousin just came.
40, yeah.
Yes, because my cousin just came from Vietnam. Him and his father. They're here to live forever as well.
In all different states too.
Yeah, we have like California, Arkansas,
New York,
Texas,
Pennsylvania, Boston.
Yeah, Connecticut.
Yes.
The Vietnamese saw an opportunity and went for it. In any area,
But the deluge of nail salons in this unregulated industry also had unintended pitfalls.
Nail care nightmares.
How dirty is your beauty salon? You'll never believe what our hidden cameras found. We're going undercover.
This is the Vietnamese salon I remember growing up in the 90s. The first hidden camera exposés, catching those low-down dirty Asians in the act.
Are all the workers in here Vietnamese?
Yes, we're
They're all
Vietnamese. We're a
Vietnamese.
family though.
They're springing up.
They make everybody think that all nail salons are dirty, which we're not. You know, we take this business very seriously because this is our livelihood. We're just hardworking people. I don't know what we're doing wrong here.
Why do you think the Vietnamese have such bad reputation in the industry?
I think it's more the fact that they're always looking for the best price.
They're trying to make that fast money.
I do for you, long better. Thanks. It's okay, honey, only $4 more, that's okay.
I think because a lot of times they speak in their language.
So it's kind of hard to sometimes communicate.
This thing was scrubbing my foot so hard, I saw blood. When I started nutting up and acting a fool, she tried to act like she didn't know English. No offense.
I got toenail fungus.
Oh my gosh.
It's, I know, it's
From a
horrible,
pedicure.
but I cannot get rid of it. I swear I got it from those bowls.
Automatically, like
Those pedicure spas, so time-consuming and so tedious to disinfect them. If you take the time to do all the sanitary things like you're really, really supposed to, it's going to take you longer. If it takes you longer, then you're making less money. So you have to cut corners.
Have you met a lot of people who have gotten like horrific infections?
No, not personally. I have not.
Right, we see it a lot in the news.
Mm-hmm.
To find out the dirty truth for ourselves,
It becomes overblown.
cuticle infections, finger herpes, and more.
You have to take care of the customer. You have to do the laundry. Let's head out then. When I first got into the industry, when I used to go to shows and I would meet American nail techs or even educator, I would always get the sense that, oh, you Asian. So that means that you can't do nails or, you're not clean or whatever. That.
No matter how much the salons change, once a stereotype has found a voice, it's hard to shake.
Wait a minute. This one's a little crooked.
Angela Johnson's impression of Tammy, the stereotypical Vietnamese nail tech, was one of the first videos to go viral.
No, honey, let your finger do like that.
That video, that comedian, it hurt me.
I think same way too.
You know,
it's
it
kind of
hurt me.
embarrassing, like for us, like we speak like broken English, and then they laugh at us because our accent is different. Do you like Cradle Gel? What? I say, do you like Cradle Gel for your nail? It's the best thing you can have for your nail. It like nice and sparkle like diamond in the sky. Do you like Cradle Gel?
What are you laughing about?
People working hard and trying
People
to put
working
their
hard?
food on the table, right?
Yes, exactly.
Is this a matter of me making fun or the truth stinging a little? You know? I had been coming to this nail salon since I was 12 years old. So she saw me grow up, And I came in one day with my photo, my Raiderette headshot when I became a cheerleader for the Oakland Raiders. And I gave it to her, right? And she was so proud, like so proud of me because, she had seen me grow up and that is what she said to me. She said, I knew the first time you were in here, you looked like model, cheerleader, something pretty. And so that's why I say, like, everything that I say in that story has been said to me at some point.
I'm thinking that, since you've been going to the salons since you were 12, and being around Vietnamese people, that probably had an impact on how you look at life too, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be able to connect with all people, of all cultures, and having relationships with people who are outside of who you are, who don't look like you. And
That's the heart of the nail salon you don't see online. Beyond making fast cash,
It's like, let me know. It was like a blessing.
there's a community, friendship,
When you're here with me, you enjoy the time you're here with me, and I enjoy the time I be with you. Don't think about anything else.
a place to feel good.
Once I come here, this is my time. And I feel, this is my leisure time, so I enjoy coming here.
I see. You got a little design on your,
Yeah, my ring fingers.
Me, see? So,
And you all with that, huh?
Yeah.
And more, and a bag of chips.
That's right. That's how I feel about myself.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I have clients that I've been doing their nails for over 20 years. 20 years, every 2 weeks. 20 years, every 2 weeks.
Kevin is a nice person to be around. He really is. He would give me his problems, and I'd work them out for him. I'd give him his, and he'd try to work mine out. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do nothing with her.
Babe, don't mess with us. Don't mess with us. Don't mess with us. That's right, baby. That's right.
Let me see.
Look at Miss Hassy. Look at Miss Hassy. Shit, 15 years
look
later,
at
now I
this
gotta go out and help her get out of the car and shit and bounce her in here. It's about relationship. So.
Reach behind you, right? The funeral, right?
So, oh man, you're gonna make me cry, babe. No, I can't do it. Okay, well, okay, I'll try it. Anyway, this right here is one of my clients. Her name is Alice. I've been doing Alice nails for about 15 years now.
If you are able to communicate with that client and be able to embrace something that they embrace, you got it made. You got it made. They're coming back to you because of that. They're coming back to you because of that.
Communication, right?
Communication.
It's in the same language, right?
The same language in here. The same language of the heart. That's what you have to have. The boss. Hey, boss. Okay.
Before Charlie and Olivette dreamed of going into business together, they were client and manicurist, and friends.
Thì mình thấy bà này rất là dễ thương. Bà này nói chuyện rất là ngọt ngào, rất là dễ thương. Thì mình hỏi là bà có thể lâu lâu dạy thêm tiếng Anh cho tôi không bà? Thì bà nói bà sẵn sàng.
We had a little school going. Whenever I would go, I would teach her words, teach her how to say it.
Bà nói là hỏi thăm là tuần rồi có đi đâu party không? Lập gia đình chưa? Có boyfriend không?
But Charlie and Olivette's partnership is an anomaly.
Now you were getting the landscape and all of that out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Not me, huh? Yes, you are.
So I'm gonna wash these up and cut up my.
You want some help cutting stuff up?
Okay.
It's a shame the nail salon was copied, but not the bond between two cultures that made it pop. Without Olivette, the industry might not even be what it is today. And I want Vietnamese to recognize that.
I know, huh? Even though we like to think that racism is dead, it's not. The relationship that I had with Charlie, we learned to trust one another through the trials that we went through. I protected her in a sense, and she protected me. So I think we had that more than anything else. Do you remember that? If you can feel one person's pain or joy, then you're really forever united with that person.
We are all connected.
Connected somehow.
There is no doubt in my mind that we are. It dawned on me that I came from another country. My mother was a young widow, war widow, and I was a young woman. At the time, the nail thing, and it came up and it helped another young woman with a child to make a living. And it did so for a lot of other young women. Look at the similarities, don't look at the differences.
You got it.
Dusty survived the Vietnamese takeover, and at 84 still works as a manicurist. Her daughter Robin also continues the trade.
It was a wonderful opportunity. I didn't know at the time how absolutely phenomenal it was. I really did not.
The nail industry is helping us to survive and actually to raise our kid to the next level.
Did any of your children go into the nail industry?
No.
Did you not want them to go into the nail industry?
Yes or no?
Something that I've noticed is that some second generation, even first generation, like they don't want to be associated with nail shop Asian because they think it's looked down upon.
I believe that that it has a lot to do with our egos. Okay, here I am. I'm the first generation. I'm the mom and pop that opened up this nail salon. Worked my butt off to make it successful so I can make good money for my family, right? So just imagine you are my daughter. And you might hear something where, man, those damn Vietnamese nail salon, they yep, they this and that. And it might affect you. You don't want to be associated with that. And you might feel embarrassed that your parents own this successful business. So for the people that look down on this industry, I just ask them, like, just check yourself. Because without this industry, the Vietnamese community in America could have been a little bit different. Hey. Let's play around. Hey, Adele, can you eat Vietnamese food, right?
Yeah.
All right. You love this.
Bob, Kelvin's brother-in-law, also got his start at Man Trap.
Well, my wife's been doing it for a long time. Probably like 7 or 8 years before I started. So I was just following her footsteps.
This is family life. When the kids go to sleep.
I kind of liked it because, it calmed me down from where I used to be. Well, that's good that you know how to do it. Fighting, drunk, and, in and out of jail because, get in trouble.
All right.
Out of jail, I decided, to start my future.
Let me give you a little more buzz and I'll tell you more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This one, Adele? And... Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Adele.
Hell yeah.
It's just funny. It's like, we have this inside joke, that when you see a nice-looking Vietnamese couple driving a nice Lexus or nice Mercedes, you automatically think that they own a nail salon, dude.
Well, I don't see it like that. I think I'm a little bit more discriminated. Nowadays, I think about it. I say, why you look down on that guy? I mean, you don't know what he does, right? He do honest living.
But it's normal to have the stereotype that,
exactly.
Like, if you do nails, that means that shit, you working on people's feet, bro. What do you feel about that, Bob? You are like a low-life peasant.
I didn't choose nails, man. But I happen to find a passion about it. And, of course, the situation I am back in the days, and, I'm everything, I work hard for it. I have 4 kids, married to my wife, and we have a salon and we have a house. And I am blessed. Amen.
Amen, dude.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. You cut this, okay?
Amen.
Thank you, everybody. Testing 1, 2, 3 for all my friends and all my friends here. I read those words just out before when Grandma passed away. In the doorway of the church where me and
Hanging with the boys reminded me of hanging with my dad and his buddies. But my dad's story is different.
Are you single back then? Have a very tough offset to sponsor.
So it was hard for you because you had no family here?
Hard for everybody, but you get used to it.
I think that the woman easy to adjust, but the man, it hurt him more. My husband, he lose everything. I said, you know, what can I do? I can do everything for him to he, you know, can be a man again. Even now, every time I tell my kid that happened, I still feel like, you know, we start really hard.
Yeah. And my father would say the same thing to us. Even though he was the educated one, even though he knew English before mom put him through. Behind every Vietnamese school salon, there's some Vietnamese women that powers it.
Farm family, right here. And you, and me, together.
There's always kids like me who wanted to distance themselves from the salon. And there's kids who grew up doing nails, who saw an opportunity and even a passion for it.
The kids are taking over the parents' business, and they're changing the whole game.
Currently, I own 3 salons, and I travel all over the world right now as an international educator. You know, your parents want you to become a lawyer, a doctor, a pharmacist, but I said, Mom, Dad, I have a different goal, I have a different vision.
I currently have about 132,000 followers. When I first got into the game, 2009, designs were very simple. But today, it's a lot more complicated now. People want Swarovski stones. They want more detailed work.
It's fun. You get to create, and then you just chat away, do magic. And for me, I get to be surrounded in glitter. I know, it's like a dream come true, and I get paid too. Oh my gosh.
But this new generation also inherited problems that lingered from the beginning. More hazardous than just toenail fungus.
I remember walking to my aunt's salon. I always wanted to hold my breath. I'd open that door and that whiff of acrylic just permeated through the air.
All the fume from a liquid, acetone, and
we'd be just
smoke from the curling iron is everywhere in the air.
We would be lit.
Early on, ignorance was bliss. But as the years rolled by, you heard about people getting sick.
Skin rashes, difficult breathing, cancer, breast cancer the most.
My sister-in-law lost her baby 8.5 months pregnant. The doctor said because the baby been inhaling so much chemical that she's been doing all day long.
So what the hell is in these products?
Toluene is known to cause cancer. Formaldehyde is what they use to embalm you. Come on. And what's that other one?
Diboothiolate or something?
That was enough right there to make anybody run.
In Europe and Japan, beauty products containing these ingredients known as the toxic trio are banned, not in the US. Here, chemical companies lobby to keep them in without regulation. It wouldn't be the first time the Vietnamese have been poisoned by American chemical interests.
That's a Vietnamese culture. People rarely talk about their illnesses. We Vietnamese have an expression, chưa thấy quan tài, chưa đổ lệ. That means if you don't cry until you see the coffin.
When I see my parents work 80 hours a week, it hurts me. I know it's bad for health, but a lot of the older generations are not political. We're just, hard workers and, do what we have to do to survive.
I think it would be taken care of if they charged more. They have these vents sucking up all the dust, all the fumes. Of course, that's not cheap. And if I'm gonna charge $25 for a gel manicure, no, there's no way I could possibly make money.
The national average full set's $20. Most salons here, you get 60%, the owners get 40%. So you keep 12, owner keeps 8. Vietnamese people, they don't want to raise their prices because they're scared that they're going to lose clients. They want it fast and they want it affordable.
I know it's a better way. I know it.
After seeing her relatives suffer from nail salon work, Yuan Win left a career in chemical engineering to open her own salon that is well ventilated and toxic trio free.
And no acrylic at all. So only natural and shellac. It lasts longer than the regular polish, and it's the only company that I use that guarantee that they don't have the formaldehyde and toluene. I charge $39 for a mani-pedi. About 10 minutes from my shop, they only charge $28. It's not about the price, but about what is the consequence that they have to carry with them after come to that nail salon.
The problem is, demand for salons like Yuan's hasn't taken off everywhere.
Smells fine in here today just because the door is open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we do 2-3 customers, it's not a big deal. But if we, let's say it's Friday, Saturday, usually it's really packed in here. Even though you cover your nose with the mask, as you can see the dust here, it's a lot of dust. It's a lot of fume, it's a lot of headache. So you imagine you sit 7 hours doing the same thing. It's a lot.
I ask myself so many times, why these people that they have breast cancer, miscarriage? Why? So first of all, I think the nail salon people, we should empower them more and then spread health education much more for them to understand their own issue.
There's a lot of fear out there, but no guidance. Change has to come from the inside.
Studio của Việt Salon và hôm nay thì có
Right now we have Facebook, we have internet, we have nail magazine, even in Vietnamese. We need to support and we need to read. We have to have a knowledge.
And not only us, but the next generation, they're gonna pick up. I think we are making the change.
Talking about the Vietnamese nail industry or the origins of nails in the United States.
You imagine if we as Vietnamese in the nail community all unite, how powerful we would be.
You feel dizzy, headache, strong, to let the fresh air come in and keep the fresh air, flowing.
Finding this story, our shared history, seeing myself reflected in everybody I met.
last name Sam.
We were the same village.
What village is that?
Da Nang.
Oh, that's where my dad is from.
Oh, your dad's from Da Nang too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are like in a family.
I felt connected to my people.
Family helps, man.
Family.
Jeez.
Big time.
To a legacy that is still unknown.
If the fall of Saigon was a history, the nail industry is just like the destiny of us.
And the people I had looked down on are the heroes.
So much strength had to come from all of these people to be able to survive here. And they did it.
It was really a journey, a beautiful experience, I have to say.
And don't forget, I said manicurist is minority in the beauty shop. Hairdressers always in the front, manicurist in the back. But now we took over.
Today, when immigrants are even more marginalized, how amazing that refugees, women, developed a space not only to be accepted, but that they own. That's something to be proud of.
And nail tech, aka Tammy.
No, what's
Sister.
your real name? Nina.
Nina, that's my ex-wife name. Ooh, I don't like that.
We always want our nails looking good. It's going to be a career forever. You're all so vain.
Some of it is the money. Everybody needs money, the black, the white, the Japanese, or whoever. But if you treat each other right, you're going to get them coming back. They're going to bring somebody back. As simple as that.
Hey Lefty, what do you think of my fingernails? Am I taking good care of them? Are they looking good?
No, honey, no. You know I gotta feed my family, honey. You need to come in often. You need to come in 2 weeks, not 2 months, right?
Support the system, please. Adele. Support the system, okay?
Like we sell water to wells, ripples form lines, turn into a story to tell. We had to leave hell, but put your faith in me. The next generation of the true Vietnamese. We had to hustle.
It was really dangerous because that's where I shot that man at, remember?
The next generation of the true Vietnamese. We had to hustle. 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 We had to hustle.